and welcome to the Special Moves podcast. This is episode 91. My name is Mike Williams. These guys are Jake Kulkowski and Liam McKelvey. Hello.
Hey.
Hey, gamers. Sorry we're a bit late.
Yeah, we are. But we're here, so shut up. We've got some nice emails to do this week in our Dear Special Moves inbox. We've got a few games that we've been playing, and we're recording this right before the PlayStation 4 thing.
Yeah.
So we don't know anything about that, which is perfect timing, isn't it? Of course, you can't say that we're not savvy.
We did it on purpose. We were like, should we just wait till next week? And we were like, no, let's give them a podcast. But we'll do it on the cusp of the PlayStation event and not.
Yeah. We're just rejecting the, why should we? We're not going to.
Getting bevved up.
Do that.
Ready for the event as well.
Oh, you have
Special Moves After Dark. This is my fourth beer Moretti.
Oh, I was genuinely going to get a beer and I thought, no, I'll wait till afterwards.
Someone's got to hold it down, mate, haven't they?
Do you know what I've got? I've got a nice green tea. So
there you go.
That's good.
That says a lot. Do you know what I mean about us? So
yeah,
who's going to live longer mostly?
I feel like a nerd now, but that's all right. Okay, so yeah, games and stuff. You guys have been talking a lot about Fall Guys.
Oh yeah,
over the last few days. It does look good. I mean, the whole internet's been talking about Fall Guys. It's very colourful and very conducive to like clips on Twitter and shit, isn't it? So that everyone's talking about it. What is it?
Crack.
It is a 60-player. Are they calling it a battle royale? I think they are calling it battle royale.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's like a bunch of mini games, and it's themed like a game show where each round a certain amount of people get eliminated. You play as like these little jelly bean looking creatures, which you can customize, put them in like mine's in I can't remember, it's either a Tyrannosaurus suit or actually no, I've got a boxing suit on, so he's got like a little boxing headband and some gloves. And yeah, so you get to customize your own little avatar. You get to race through like a bunch of different mini games, like race to the obstacle course, like Takeshi's Castle style, where you've got to run through walls, but some of them are fake and some of them are real walls. And yeah, it's just like it's like a game show. It's like Takeshi's Castle or Total Wipeout or Ninja Warrior type thing, I guess. Yeah, it's really fun.
It's like 60 players, and like it's a mix of like team-based games where you're put with random people, but you can lobby up. Actually, I think is it up to 4 people in a lobby?
I think so.
Yeah, because so I only tried to do that when I was playing the closed beta last week. The game's out now at the time of recording this, but the lobby was 4. I think it may be bigger now, but who knows? But the point is that, it's a mix of solo play and then, like, there'll be rounds where you'll be put into teams with people. And it's like there is a mix of luck and skill in it. Like Liam was just saying then, there's like some mini game called DoorDash where you have to, like, barge through 5 identical doors, but 3 of them will be walls, right? So 60 people lined up all running at these evenly spread out doors, and half of them will get knocked out of the race, and not knocked out of the race, but they'll lose momentum. Yeah. So it's what I'm trying to say anyway is it's got a nice bit of luck involved anyway. So even like like my eldest daughter's been playing it, and like it doesn't have to necessarily be like a clutch skill game like PUBG or something like that. It's got enough of that and equally, like, even if you are pretty good, like I don't think I'm too bad at it, but whenever I get put on a team game and my team loses, it pisses me off to no end. Oh god, like there's some of these mini games when it's like 5 of us per team, and it's like I wish I could scream for, like, you know what I mean.
I've had a few people in the team mini games who are purposely going out of their way just to grief their own team. Like there's one where you get split into 3 teams and you have to push a ball down
don't piss me off.
Like down this hill. And it's got like...
You're an angry man. It's the beer.
It's
it's the jelly beans, man. I don't get this angry at Rogue Company, but go on, Liam.
Yeah, it's just I had this today, actually. I had a few games over lunch and got to this one, and my team was trying to push our ball down the hill, and it's like you have to push it over ramps and through obstacles, and we had one guy who just decided he was going to stand in front of the ball and hold on to it, which like completely defeats your momentum. And we lost the round because this one guy decided just to be an arse about everything.
So the game has got like three buttons basically. It's got a jump button, a grab button, and a dive, like a dolphin dive button. But what they should implement, I think, is once per round, like a free kill button where you can just kill one of your teammates. Because if that happened, the game would be a lot more peaceful for everybody. No, there's because it's so fast paced. There's not like a reporting system. Everybody's so disposable. Like you don't really see people's like gamer tags unless you press a specific button. So it's like there's this anonymity behind it. So you do get these occasional griefers which cause a bit of a headache. But other than that, the game's a lot of fun. There's a lot of like dopamine going around. Like everyone's posting and sharing their wins, which is like it's cute because it's kind of the thing that happened when battle royales were first kicking off. But since then, it's kind of like no one's posting their fucking win on COD anymore, are they? Do you know what I mean? The world knows it's over. No. So it's cool. And basically, there's a very simple form of progression, which is that you can unlock vanity items for your little jelly bean through. There's two types of currencies. There's like crowns, which you unlock by winning games. Each time you win, you're awarded a crown, which is like the premium currency. And then you've got the little piece of shit currency that you accumulate through just like taking part in the games. There's that typical thing that you see in all the battle royales where you've got this like season pass thing and whatever. So Liam's dressed up as a boxer. I won 3
he's the champ.
Because the champ is here.
I've won 5 games. I'm proud of myself.
And I've won 3, and I spent my 3 crowns on an owl outfit, so I can twit around, isn't it? Well, because I'm screechy and I swoop in, But other than that, like, there's no like real longevity to it. Once you played it for 20 minutes, I would argue that if in a good 20 minutes, you could probably play the majority of the mini games, but
it seems a bit to me like like Rocket League or something, where you would just have it on your PlayStation or whatever for a very long time, and you just dip into it for a laugh for half an hour or an hour, while you're fucking teas in the oven or something, just like that kind of that light, like really accessible dopamine hit kind of game. That's how Rocket League started for me, because it came out on PS Plus and it was free, and I used to turn all the music down in the menus and put Spotify on and just play it, right? But now Rocket League's evolved. It's like got a real competitive scene and stuff like that. Fall Guys, I don't think will ever have a competitive scene, to be honest, because it's not skill-based enough. But you're definitely right, and I think that's one thing that people have kind of... Like, the game costs money on Steam, but it's free on PlayStation Plus, and I played the beta... both betas, and I have it on Steam and I had it on PlayStation, and I couldn't get a game on PlayStation. I couldn't. It took me 3 hours to find the game. Right, not 3 solid hours, but I kept coming back. And, but that's like an MMO. That's queuing up for 3 hours before you can
have a hotel before you pay for a subscription. I had a bit of a nightmare, and there was a lot of complaints about that. And even though the game was like a success on Steam and Twitch, even though the numbers were bloated and they kind of fluffed the numbers by basically like they gave streamers keys, and then they gave each streamer 59 other keys. Because there's 60 players then. As a gimmick, and then they said if give them out to your channel. So everybody was watching people playing Fall Guys to get a key. So because of that,
it seems to be quite a common kind of exercise. Or not that specific thing, but
you're right.
That idea of giving keys to viewers on Twitch is like
it's
Twitch drops. It's the new thing.
Exactly. Riot Games implemented it with Legends of Runeterra at the beginning of the year, and since then they've done it a lot. But Fall Guys was very popular on PC. PlayStation, it wasn't as much. So then it was only half a surprise when they gave it away. But it's a great bit of flipping PR, that, isn't it? Because everyone perceives it as like great value. It's really like good casual couch co-op fun as well. Like you can play it with your mum, dad, brother, your mates, wife, whatever in it. Yeah, but it's also got this nice appeal. Like it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I just like how
it sounds it and it looks it.
I just like how it's like it doesn't require like a lot of you to invest yourself into it. Like if you get into a match of Warzone, you often spend like half an hour looting, just walking around, and then you get shot on the head from a sniper like across the map, and that's just half an hour of your life gone. Whereas in Fall Guys, you could have played like five full games in like a half hour's time.
Yeah.
And like it gets you back into it so quick. Like the downtime between rounds is like it's like 20-30 seconds at most in between rounds. And that if you do get eliminated, it's like, and you just like, you want to go straight back into a game, it's like you're in a game usually like less than a minute. It's like
that's the super important thing. I think you're dead right, Liam, because like, you know, us three played a lot of Warzone. I know I sound like a dickhead, but I would love to see the statistics to see just a percentage of the time that we were in lobbies waiting to play games. Because I reckon it would be about 15-20% of the time. You know, genuinely.
Yeah, no, totally. And that's kind of what's off-putting about a lot of that. That like, you know, if you're like part-time playing games, I guess if you've got a full-time job and you whatever, a family and all that, that like accessibility is a huge positive. Like if you can just pick up a game and be playing it in minutes and then just keep actually playing it, is a big deal. I think it's a big deal. I think it's, you know, underrated trait for games, easily forgotten, I think. Well, that sounds good. Fall Guys sounds really good, and it's free this month, isn't it?
On PlayStation.
Or $15.99 if you don't have Plus or you want to get it on PC.
Sounds fair to me. $15.99 for a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's do an email then. If you want to send us emails, the address is dearspecialmoves@gmail.com. Email us about anything that you've been doing, playing, thinking about. If you've been listening to the podcast and disagree or agree with what we're saying, let us know in the Dear Special Moves inbox, and we'll have a read and maybe read it out. This one is from Michael in Michigan, who says, Dear Special Moves, I, like all of you, am excited for the next generation, but I am desperate for assurance that I can still throw Bloodborne onto a console and play it. Yeah. Bearing in mind, this might be out of date by the time this PlayStation reveal thing happens in about 20 minutes, but we're not playing by the rules, and this is just a side effect of that. This is the price we pay.
This is what happens when you get into bed of danger. Do you know what as well about this? Yeah, because it's getting nighttime. My glasses are becoming more anime hacker as the sun sets. The glare gets a bit more prevalent for the people who are watching. Anyway,
just don't fuck with us, all right? Anyway, so Michael continues. My friend recently sent me an article from the PlayStation blog that confirms that the PlayStation 5 will play PlayStation 4 games. Here is the quote. So this is from the PlayStation blog. With all of the amazing games in PS4's catalogue, we've devoted significant efforts to enable our fans to play their favourites on PS5. We believe that the overwhelming majority of the 4,000 plus PS4 titles will be playable on PS5. We're expecting backwards compatible titles will run at a boosted frequency on PS5 so that they can benefit from higher or more stable frame rates and potentially higher resolutions. We are currently evaluating games on a title-by-title basis to spot any issues that need adjustments from the original software developers. So then Michael continues, while this is a good start, I would love some confirmation that the digital libraries and even PS3, PS2, and PS1 games are able to run on the PS5. I suppose time will tell, and I really hope they don't walk this back. Just wanted to share. Well, cheers, Michael. I thought I did want to read that out because we've gone on about it so much, and I didn't know that. I didn't know that that PlayStation had said that they. Well, I guess the wording is pretty interesting, but they said that they are expecting backwards compatible titles will run at a boosted frequency on PS5, and it sounds like they're just, testing them all to make sure they work. I mean, I don't know what you guys think about that.
I can't remember. I think I heard someone say it might have been Digital Foundry or something, but they were saying that like in theory it would mean games that like have a dynamic resolution would like hit the top cap more often, and games like Killzone Shadowfall, when that came out, it doesn't have a frame rate cap on it, and it like at some points it could hit 60 FPS on a PS4, like a normal one, and so maybe that would hit 60 more consistently if you play it on a PS5. That's what I imagine Sony mean. So I don't think it'd be like, what Xbox do with like, Red Dead Redemption, where they've gone in and like patched it to run at 4K with like higher draw distance and stuff like that.
And that's a huge leap as well, though, isn't it? If you look at Red Dead Redemption actually looked and the fucking massive stride forward it takes when it's on Xbox One X.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This isn't the same kind of thing, is it? It's like you got Horizon Zero Dawn, which looks pretty nice, but it's got checkerboard 4K rendering or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then, except on the PS5, you can just have like native 4K and maybe a higher frame rate if it's possible. Or it's not like it's not going to be as dramatic a jump forward as Red Dead Redemption, but and I guess it kind of opens the door to like all the developers to say, well, yeah, we've got a frame rate cap of 30 on Destiny or whatever, and they could say, well, we're going to raise that to 60 and higher resolution and whatever. I thought that was a surprise. I didn't realize that they'd even said that So again, here's the line again. We believe that the overwhelming majority of the 4,000 plus PS4 titles will be playable on PS5. Yeah, I didn't know that.
For some reason, I don't know where I got it from. I seem to remember that they've like promised like the top 150 most played will work.
Yeah, remember? That's what Mark Cerny said at when they did that like TED. Yeah, when he wanted pictures of your ears.
Yeah, like the ear cast.
Yeah, that's when he mentioned that backwards compatibility. I think they said they were going to ensure that the top 150 games by playtime would work, but then Sony, later came out themselves, not Mark Cerny, saying, yeah, they believe the majority will work in like this blog post. But it reminds me of they said it about PS1 games on the PS3. Because if you've got a PS3, you can play any disc-based PS1 game in it, and it should work. It's like you could go get some like A Bug's Life from a bargain bin basement store for like £1, and it should work on a PS3 if you just put the PS1 disc in. Some games don't work, like Ape Escape doesn't work for whatever reason on a PS3, but that is very much like an outlier. So I imagine that's what they mean with the PS5, PS4 as well.
Yeah, they don't want to be as bold to say all.
Yeah, just like they want to like cover their arse a bit. So because like someone will come along and say if they promised every single game was going to work, there'd be someone somewhere who'd find the most obscure game in their collection, and then it crashes after 5 minutes, and they'd try and file a civil suit or something against them.
Yeah, but I think it's nice to know that they are, they're working to see like what are the benefits going to be of playing it on a PlayStation 5. Because it's one thing to say, you can play The Last of Us Part 2 on PS5 if you want, but like does that mean they're not going to do like a remastered version? Because you can just play the same game on PS5 and it will look better and it'll run better, and they're just trying to see which titles it's possible to do that with, which is it's 4,000 games. It's a big job, isn't it?
I think a lot of people will be more inclined to buy it if they can just play their existing library but a bit better. Like totally. I will definitely jump back into Bloodborne when I get a PS5, right, just to see what it's like. So like I can really see it being. Yeah, if it's true, you know what I mean. But not that it's not true. I'm just saying, like, if they don't, like, secretly bury that news and make some statement. This could be hilariously outdated. Like
exactly. But this is the fucking thing. We're just,
we're renegades. We're mavericks. You know what I mean?
Well,
I told you not to trust us.
You know what you signed up for.
They did say don't expect any PlayStation 5 news from this this event.
Oh yeah.
So, they said it's going to be third party and PS4 stuff. Yeah. It's like you might see like bug stacks again or something, but don't expect to be seeing like Demon Souls gameplay or anything.
I think they actually said products and absolutely nothing to do with products, services, or whatever in relation to PlayStation 5, which is, I guess, is a way of saying we're not going to be talking about backwards compatibility.
I imagine this will be like. Sorry, what were you saying, Mike?
No, go on, Liam. You say.
I was just saying, I expect this event will just be like, here's the last few PS4 games coming out. Bye.
Yeah.
And that'll be it. It'll be like a send-off, I imagine.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think they've been pretty underwhelming with their like 10 years of PS Plus celebration thing, which is like the anniversary. So PS Plus is 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And, they've done like a free weekend on a few games and given random fucking people 10 quid in their PlayStation wallets. And
oh, right. Yeah.
I got it.
That's it. But did you? So that was, when you sent us a photo, that was your TV.
Yep, that was my TV with a message direct from Sony in my inbox saying, "Here's a tenner on us."
Nice. Okay, I thought you just got it from Reddit or something.
No. That was my telly.
So Sony's been giving like a 10 quid away to a few people on PlayStation to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of PS Plus.
Yeah.
And then I saw like a tweet from Xbox or whatever today saying, well, we're basically doing exactly what Sony's doing, but with more games. Here's a load of free. It's a free weekend. And you can actually play a load of games for free.
Yeah, I think is it the Call of Duty proper multiplayer?
Yeah.
But Borderlands 3, Black Desert Online, but you get like the big bollocks premium edition free for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, pretty cool.
It is, yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, I didn't get 10 quid off Sony. So as far as I'm concerned, Xbox is celebrating 10 years of PS Plus better than Sony.
That's what I don't get, because I have not had PlayStation Plus for 10 years. Like, I got a PlayStation 3 in... I got a PlayStation 3 in, like, 2013, because I got one just before The Last of Us came out. And I didn't get PlayStation Plus until, I think it was the end of 2013. So at most, I could have possibly had it for 7 years, like at the absolute maximum. So
still a good run, though. Still a good run.
So
you still earned your tenner.
The amount of money I've already given them over those 7 years, what a tenner is the least they could do.
Yeah.
All right then. So thanks for the email, Michael. That was a interesting read. I certainly learnt a lot. Anyway, so Jake, you've been playing as well as Fall Guys. You've been playing Orcs Must Die.
Oh yeah, I forgot which one we were going to talk about. Yeah, Orcs Must Die 3, the Stadia exclusive. So, fuck knows how relatable this is going to be. But what I will say to everybody is that you can do that thing, well within your rights. Go on Stadia.com, sign up for a month for Pro, go into the settings, cancel it so it doesn't renew. Boom, you've got a month of Orcs Must Die 3. And what Mike was saying a little bit earlier about that accessibility that people take for granted sometimes and stuff like that, is only amped up by the accessibility of playing it in my browser on a little break that I take in work, on my lunch break. Right after work, I know that it can be 45 seconds after I finish my shift, and I'm in Orcs Must Die 3. My wife has gone back to work full time, so I've got the bandwidth to myself, which is in North Wales is actually a big deal. So like as soon as they come home and my daughter's got Mr. Tumble or fucking Peppa Pig on or whatever, the Stadia is unusable. So let's just preface it by saying that. Right, the highs have been high, but the lows have been a PowerPoint presentation. Orcs Must Die 3 though is business as usual. Like it seriously is. It's like nothing has changed. If I told you this was a trilogy of games that came out 3 years apart, like a Ubisoftism, you'd be like, okay. There's one bit where it's actually like pretty cool. So, Orcs Must Die 1 and 2. There is actually a story, by the way. I'm not going to bore you with the lore, but there was an Orcs Must Die Unchained that was a bit of like
free, wasn't it?
It was originally, it was a bit of a Fortnite thing where originally it was going to be paid, then it ended up being free. It was a PvP game, but proper, free to play mechanics, and no one really liked it. But one of the things that really boasted about was the amount of the maximum orkage available on screen, and you could have literally hundreds. And look at Mike, like seeing if he was going to allow that. Allow it. Yeah, the orcs on screen was like in the close to 1,000 orcs or whatever they were saying, and it's the same with this. So the game has got like 18 standard missions. If you don't know what Orcs Must Die is, there's a real quick thing. It's basically like an active tower defense game. You're trying to stop your, home base, your portal, from getting obliterated by waves of enemies, and you can set traps.
Most comparable to Fortnite before it was a battle royale game. It was
Fortnite saved the world.
Wave-based tower defense thing where you kind of build defenses and shoot things.
Yeah, so Fortnite Save the World, was basically trying to do a lot of Orcs Must Die stuff. Orcs Must Die predates it by about 7 years. I think it's like Orcs Must Die 1's like 2010 and Orcs Must Die 2's like 2012. So this has been an 8-year gap, right? But yeah, so you put these traps down, but then where the game's a little bit different is that, you play as like a hero running around in real time, and your real-time skill could make the difference between, victory or success. A bit like another game that I liken it to is like Toy Soldiers on the Xbox Arcade. In fact, that's how I found Orcs Must Die. I wanted a tower defense game where I could be one of the defenses. So anyway, this game is co-op like the second one. Not like Orcs Must Die Unchained. This is just you can play 2-player co-op where you both work together. A lot of the levels are split paths. There's an A and there's a B route, or there's 2 doors that the orcs will come from in different waves. If you play the tower defense game, you know exactly what I mean. But sort of spread out through the 18 missions, there's these occasional war missions. In fact, there's only 3 of them, right? But these war missions are massive scale battles. It's still you, but you get mega traps, aka huge catapults that you sit in properly like toy soldiers. Like you sit in a catapult that shoots fireballs, or you can get a flip pad that is like 20 squares wide. And I don't want to be too I don't want to be exaggerating it too much. I'm not really sure how many orcs are on screen at once, but it feels like genuinely like 200, 300. The waves are massive, like crazy. The only thing is,
compared to World War Z, which I'm gonna
more than that. For sure. It's kind of a challenging game. I'm really into Orcs Must Die 1 and 2. I've got 3 stars on nearly every level on the first 2, right? Because it's nice, but this was challenging. I feel like the balance is a little bit off, where it was especially the war levels, where you can see clear, you can see the wheels turning in the level designers' heads of how they can make this best for 2 players. In fact, all of the stories, so without spoiling the lore, the war scenarios are told via flashbacks, which is like the guy from the first game and his friend, and it's all the animations involve 2 people, all the cinematics involve 2 people, but then when you're playing it's just you. I had the feeling it was supposed to be like for 2 people, if you know what I mean. So the best thing about Orcs Must Die, I think, is the traps. Basically, they're really cool. So your traps are kind of what make you. Like Mike will play it, Liam will play it, I will play it. We'll probably end up using different traps depending on the type of player you are. You can level up those traps. So if you really like to slow the orcs down, maybe you'll put a tar pit on the floor, and maybe you will upgrade that tar pit to make the tar even stickier, so they're slower. Or you might have it so the tar is like conductive of heat, so then when you shoot them with fire they take more damage, something like that. Each sort of trap has like a little skill tree, but it's not overwhelming. It's not like some fucking PoE Baldur's Gate shit where it's like, I hope you like menus. This is super casual. I said it was challenging, but there are difficulty options. I'm playing on the intended difficulty, and it was really kicking my ass. Like, I was happy with the challenge it gave me. So now I'm playing it on hard mode, but I've got all the traps and I've upgraded my build, if you like. But it's a ace game. It's sticking to the formula. It's a very uninspiring addition after 8 years, but it's more of the same. And after 8 years, you've got a little bit of a hunger for this type of game. So it's a lot of fun, but just don't expect there anything to be, the graphics aren't incredibly like advanced compared to the second one. It's on Stadia, so it's really tethered to your internet connection anyway. I don't think I played it above fucking 480p for more than half an hour, and I've put about 15 hours into it, and that's the truth. I've paid nothing to play the game though, right? Because I scumbagged a free Stadia subscription. So I would recommend it if you haven't ever played something like that. But you know what? I'd probably just use this as an opportunity to soapbox the ideal of buying the first game for about 79p on Steam. The tried and tested formula seems ageless to me, and for less than £1, it's a lot of fun.
Well, you haven't. I love Orcs Must Die 1 and 2. We played a lot co-op, didn't we? Well, we played a bit co-op.
Yeah, we played a bit.
And you haven't said anything there that is making me feel like I need to get it. Apart from the fact that it's just a new one. Do you know what I mean? It's it doesn't sound like there's a massive leap forward in terms of depth or anything. And there's just like a real purity and a simplicity to Orcs Must Die that I really liked. Like say you got a corridor. A lot of the levels are kind of like interior, so you're in some kind of castle interior type thing. Well, at least from what I remember, anyway.
You're definitely right.
And so you could combine, like you could put like a surface trap down, and then you could nail them with like some side firing traps on the walls, and you could
arrows shooting at the walls.
Yeah, and you could combine stuff, and it was kind of a creative, like you'd see this wave of orcs coming towards you, and you're like, well, shit, how am I going to deal with this? And there was obviously more than one way they could come at you as well. So you were kind of like plugging holes, and it was like a lot of fun like that. So I'm definitely up for more, but
there's one thing I've got to say that I think that people might have taken for granted though about it. Since the rise of Orcs Must Die 1, the rise. But it had that very almost mobile game thing where you get like a star rating, and there's skulls. You get a skull rating, and then you spend those skulls on upgrades and stuff like that. There was so much opportunity for microtransaction, free-to-play mechanic riddled bullshit where you can unlock all the weapons. There were so many opportunities for them to overcomplicate it. When you just said then how simple it was, I'm thinking the one thing that they haven't done is tried to add depth and end up bogging it down. Like, it's still beautifully simple. The only thing is, I think the big thing that they added was this war mode that only appears 3 times in the entire game. They are bigger levels, they're longer, and they take a lot more planning, but you can't have as much fun being as creative because it's such a big map. The field is big because the orcs are like so big in number that you can't do these cool intricate little traps of a spike pit and something that blows them into a meat grinder or whatever. It's a bit more like hold the fucking line, and it's a lot more intensive on you as the player with your weapon of choice, whether it's the axe or like a staff or whatever. So, it's not really changed much, but if you've missed it, it's worth visiting again.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Well, that's Orcs Must Die 3, which is a Stadia exclusive, and hopefully one day it'll be on something else.
Yeah, if it came to Steam, it's worth it, even for like 15 quid. Yeah.
I'd get it day one. I'd get it on Steam day one. I'd buy that straight away. Okay, let's do another email. So this one is from Cormac Watson, who's sent us this. Dear Special Moves, love the podcast. I genuinely look forward to sticking it on a Monday afternoon.
Sorry.
While I work from home, and it makes the day so much easier. Every time I listen to an episode, now Cormac has put use in there, so I'm going to keep using use, as was Cormac's wish. Use are talking about old games, and I'm like, okay, I need to play that. And that. And that too, for fuck's sakes. So, out of the list below, could use please recommend which game I should spend my weekend playing? Now, here is Cormac's list.
Shit.
Okay.
These are apparently games that we mention a lot. Pillars of Eternity, Mass Effect, The Witcher 3, Fallout New Vegas, Deadly Premonition, Divinity Original Sin 2, and Alan Wake. Keep up the good work, guys. The podcast deserves so much more recognition. It's just great to sit and listen to three mates with a genuine love of games sit and talk for an hour. Cheers, Cormac Watson.
Thank you.
Brackets, P.S. My job is too boring to even mention. Well, I'm sure.
Because I know that he understands the rules of engagement, but he neglected them.
Yeah, which being the bad boys that we are, we respect.
We kind of respect. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Not that we'd ever tell him. So
the games again, with the games we talk about a lot, and Cormac wants us to tell them which game they should play. So it's Pillars of Eternity, Mass Effect, The Witcher 3, Fallout New Vegas, Deadly Premonition, Divinity Original Sin 2, and Alan Wake. Pretty interesting bunch, actually. It's like it's like when
list.
when you like a word cloud of like words that you say and you maybe don't realize how often you say it.
Whenever I do that on the internet, it's always swear words, and it makes me feel very inarticulate. Would you guys? Can we unanimously agree? I want to put this one forward for motion. Like, Mass Effect is getting a full remaster treatment early next year. If Cormac jumped on it on that wave, he'd be part of the discussion and probably feel a lot more benefit. Yeah. Agreed?
Agreed.
Cool.
I was 10 hours into Mass Effect very recently, the first Mass Effect, when I learned that there was a trilogy, probably on the way.
Yeah.
So I've deleted it. I've removed the temptation to play it again because I fucking love Mass Effect. So I want to just,
Same.
experience
I noticed it on Game Pass, and I thought, I'll wait. You know what I mean? I'm ready because the story really is pretty much like something. It's like you'd want to watch all 3 Lord of the Rings films in a row, right?
Absolutely.
So
Mass Effect is on par with the Lord of the Rings. That's official special moves. Well, that's what it's just said.
Yeah, I'll co-sign it. I also can I say this? If you're going to play Pillars, you should just play Divinity instead.
Yeah. So that's safely removing Pillars of Eternity and Mass Effect. Divinity Original Sin 2.
Like Jenga.
Well, perhaps this is going to be a surprise to both of you, right? But here's what I was going to say. I think Cormac should play The Witcher 3. Because I don't know Cormac, but I do know that a lot of people like The Witcher 3.
That's true.
I love it. Liam's like, I hear you, but it's Deadly Premonition.
I was actually going to say Alan Wake because it's a short.
Wake,
you can knock it out in a weekend, that game, and the way it's structured is the chapters are structured like episodes of a TV show. So like it's very easy to drop in and out whenever you feel like it. It's short enough but also long enough that you feel like you've gone on a good journey, but not so long you're going to forget parts of it. And
I also think that Cormac Watson sounds like a side quest giving character from like Alan Wake or something like that. Do you know what I mean? He sounds like a rival writer.
The thing is as well, Alan Wake does a lot of the same things Deadly Premonition does, but actually works as a game. Like it will not crash and corrupt your save if you don't.
Palatable to a Western audience.
Yes, as much as I love Deadly Premonition, it is very much an acquired taste, and it's highly likely it might not work at all when you play it. That's just something you've got to deal with.
Well, that sounds like good then. So Cormac's got 2 options, and smaller scope game, Alan Wake, probably. You'll get a big chunk of it done this weekend. May even finish it, Cormac. But you'll definitely have it done by the end of the month if you just play it over the weekend. If you want to take on a big expedition, I'll co-sign The Witcher 3 because I think that, we don't know what type of shit that you like, but it's pretty much got something for everybody unless you know.
It's third person. It's got a great open world. It's a great RPG. It's a good action game. It's got good voice acting, good characters. There's a fucking Netflix TV show about it, so you can watch that as well if you're into it. I think it's probably the most kind of mainstreamy, popular one out of the bunch there. I mean, the real answer is just play them all in it, but
Right.
But yeah, there's a couple of picks there for you. And Divinity Original Sin 2 is the fucking best.
Goes without
Divinity
saying.
Original Sin, is the best. But The Witcher 3.
Yeah, just wait for Baldur's Gate 3, innit? If you're going to play Divinity, there's no point.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Witcher it is, Alan Wake.
Thanks for the email, Cormac. I hope that helped. So do we have any other games you want to talk about? I've played a little bit of Iron Harvest, which is kind of RTS type company, very similar to Company of Heroes RTS, which
Very
is
expensive.
extremely expensive. Currently in open beta on the Steam, so you can on the Steam, so you can play it. You can play it for free on the Steam at the moment, and it's. You know what? It's good. It's
Yeah.
Well, yeah. From what I've played, I'm enjoying it, and it's really it's very very. I can't stress how similar it is to Company of Heroes. Like the UI and the way that you got little squads of units that kind of take cover in the same way, and similar like systems of the similar kind of period soldiers that you've got. There's a heavy machine gun that you can kind of lug around with you if you want, or you've got light and squads of riflemen, and there's grenades, and it's all very reminiscent of Company of Heroes, but it's got this added thing of being a crazy kind of alternate past setting with mechs and this story which is like taking there's like, instead of Russia there's Rusviet, and instead of Poland there's Pol whatever it is. But they're clearly like they're just European inspired factions that you can pick to play as. And the tutorial, maybe because I played so much Company of Heroes, but the tutorial I found like agonizingly boring, because you just play as a kid, and which was hilarious because I read the Rock Paper Shotgun article, which what Rock Paper Shotgun are like, and they were like, I think it was Rock Paper Shotgun anyway, but it was like there's a nice new trailer and it features heavily a kid. Spoiler alert: you probably can't play as the kid. But the first fucking thing that the game has you do is play as the fucking kid from the trailer, which is I love that kind of shit. But anyway,
Counteraction.
Yeah, yeah. I like the idea that the devs were like, quick, let's just put this fucking trailer in.
Guy.
Yeah. So the tutorial is really boring, and the introduction to the story and the story world is just not, it didn't grab me very very well. But as soon as you start playing and you start running through these like RTS kind of beats and this Company of Heroes style beats of like gathering forces and moving through the map and taking out mechs with using guerrilla tactics and stuff, and then you get your own mechs, and it's got a real nice kind of bit of potential. So I think if we played it together, I could foresee us having a laugh playing it. Definitely one of them games that's going to kind of be built around multiplayer as well. But yeah, that's go on.
I was looking into this, and there's some heavy criticism online from the chin-strokey YouTube types. But the one thing that they did say was they felt like the game could come alive when you're playing it with other people. There's like lots of room for like group tactics and good harmonization with like the other players and stuff like that, which can make or break a game, right? Like we had a blast playing like some of the games we've been playing lately, and I think half of that is because we're playing it and being able to talk and change things up. But it's out September, I want to say. Like £900.
Yeah, September the 1st. I think it is about £950 actually on the Steam. But yeah, it's free. It's a free open beta. If you're into RTS games, you're into strategy games, and you're desperate for something new, it's totally worth. It's like 9 gig or something. It's not a big game to download.
Yeah,
it has definitely got a roughness about it. It doesn't feel balanced properly, but it's an open beta, so that's exactly the kind of thing I would be expecting. I all I know is I played it for a few hours and I've enjoyed most of it, apart from the shit tutorial. Right. Yeah, have you guys played any other games?
Well, I have, but to bring it up on Sunday. I've played loads of Rogue Company, like a lot of it.
Tell me about it. Tell me now.
I'll go quick then, right? Rogue Company is a game made by High Res Studios, the people that made
Paladins
and Smite.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Nice one, Liam.
Oh
yeah. So they're like they do things.
Yeah. Free to play kings they are.
Yeah, exactly. And so they're doing another free-to-play game called Rogue Company, apart from for the extortionate price of $25.99. Much like Fortnite, actually, you can get in to play the beta starting right now. All the progression moves over to the full game, etc., etc. So you could argue that the game's out now, basically, if you pay for it, right? You could also use the aforementioned Twitch drops section from just a couple of minutes ago when we brought that up to get a key. So I got a key because it's my full-time job to sit on Twitch, so I'm on there all the time. So I just made sure I had the tab open, and I sat there and I farmed a key in it. Got it on PC and I got it on Xbox and I got it on PlayStation because streamers were giving keys, and so I've just been up entirely. I played Valorant, right? Valorant is the Riot Games kind of hero shooter come CS:GO clone that has been kind of a big deal over the summer. It's a team-based game where you are split into two teams that plant a bomb, blah, blah, blah. Rogue Company look like that. It's got a shit name. Rogue Company is a shit name. It sounds like every other thing, like ever. The thing is as well, when I explain it, it sounds incredibly boring as well. It's a team-based game where half of you plant a bomb and the other half don't. It's a search and destroy on Call of Duty type game, CS:GO type game.
Yeah.
And on top of that, each one of you picks a hero in that Apex Legends Overwatch style. If you pick a hero, other people on your team can't pick that hero. You start off with a pre-select bunch of heroes, again like Apex Legends, and you unlock that with your bullshit currency. If you paid for the Big Bollocks edition, 40 quid or whatever, you unlock more. I am playing it a lot and I am winning a lot, and that's what's got me in. Like, basically, these games just, if I don't do very well at them, like Valorant, I was just dying, and I just thought, I'm old, man. I'm a dad. It's just not for me. Leave it to the youngsters, innit? On Rogue Company, I'm doing very well. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm playing it on Xbox. It seems to be crossplay, but whenever I play it on Xbox and I open up the scoreboard, I'm the only person with the Xbox logo, so I don't know if I'm playing against PC players or what, but
right, yeah.
I think there might be some aim assist or something, but it's very, very fun to play on Xbox. I've got it on PC as well, but I'm enjoying it. It's a third-person game, which takes a little bit of pressure off, I think, the sweatiness of it, and it adds a little bit to it, to be completely honest with you. Like, it does. Like, I've been playing a bit of that Gears 5 online, didn't like it, but playing Rogue Company, and it's a lot of fun. I'm playing as a tutorial character. She's just like some Korean girl with a sword. Because she's a girl, no one wants to play her, do they? All the big bros don't want to play her. So luckily, I feel good. Like, whenever we start a lobby, I'm just like, I pick her straight away and lock her in. And so far, I've not had to really play as anyone else. But
you lock in the girl so she's all yours.
I lock in the girl so she's all mine, baby. Lock it down. Yeah, exactly. And so like, I don't know. So I'm not a massive like CS:GO guy. I don't know if this is how CS:GO works, but you start off round one with I think it's like $5,000, and you buy your loadout. Obviously, you can only afford like, I think, one main gun or a grenade, and you've got your secondary gun, and then, depending on if you win the round and how many kills you get for the next round, you'll have more money. And each round starts with like a 15-second, 20-second like buy phase where you buy your weapons. Mm-hmm. So your weapons have got like, they can be upgraded. So if you've got like 20 grand to burn, you could either buy a perk, maybe something that will have it so every time you kill an enemy, your gun automatically gets reloaded. You might buy a different gun, so you've got two primary weapons. You might put your points into making your gun better. So that's whenever I play the game, I spend all my money on making my gun, like I use like the AK-47 thing, and I just have all my ammo. I've got a bigger magazine and it does more damage, and then I just give myself the perk that when you kill somebody it reloads for you, and that's pretty much me every time. And I'm fucking levering it. Like, I don't know how I'll feel about it when I'm not doing so well. But because it's quite competitive, your team does seem to work together, even when you're playing with randoms. So like I'm not. There's like a kind of half casual mode where it's like there are like capture points, but it's still team deathmatch. You can win just by whittling the enemy's health down. I think they've got 12 lives between them, and there's 4 of them. So, if you kill each one of them 3 times, basically you've won. But then there's this other one where you don't respawn after you've died, that hardcore mode. And when you're playing that, your teammates, even if it's just for complete selfish reasons, want you to work well as a team. So I've been playing it and I've been having a lot of fun. Like I got it to play with my mate Kale, but obviously getting our time to play it together has been difficult because of my kids and stuff. So I've ended up just playing it by myself, but I'm pretty hooked on it. I play it about 2 hours a night, and I have done for about a week and a half, right? So I'm close to 20 odd hours into it, which it still seems to be like a nightly ritual. Like after this, I'll be playing it and probably watching the PlayStation thing on my phone. Do you know what I mean? It
sounds good. I feel like I'd be pretty interested in that, I guess.
You guys should definitely jump on when it comes out because it's free, and let me show you the ropes in it and a bit. And then if you don't like it, it's I think it's like a 7 gig download as well, which is something madly appealing. And it's one of them, like how CS:GO and all them, they've only got like and Overwatch, they've only got like very limited maps. You'll be playing the same map over and over again. I think there's 6 maps on rotation and only 2 game modes, so it doesn't need to be a big client. So you can buy in for 25 quid. Dodgy key sites are selling keys for about 60p, or you can watch it on Twitch and get a key for free if you're interested. Right. If you're listening to this and you're interested in getting in before the game officially launches, which I think is in September. But that's a bit of Rogue Company anyway. I'm sure there's loads of people listening to this who have already played it. It seems like I think a lot of Special Moves heads will know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, so that's Rogue Company. Before we do the new games for this week, I mean, we're recording the podcast at an awkward time of the week. We're recording it on a Thursday as opposed to the Sunday like we usually do. So there's a couple of games to talk about that are new, which we've already talked about. Well, one of them's Fall Guys, which we've already talked about. But let's do one more email before we do that.
Sure.
Okay.
This is from Joe in Liverpool. Nice. Joe says, "Dear Special Moves, when Sekiro came out, I was really looking forward to it, but I put off getting it until I had played the Dark Souls trilogy. So I got the collection." What?
I said, Joe. Come on. Yeah, come on, Joe. Yeah.
I got the collection. I loved the first game. I really liked the second one too. However, I made a fatal mistake. No. And I got Sekiro before playing the third Dark Souls. Now, whenever I try and play Dark Souls 3, I feel so slow. I feel stuck to the floor and I feel unskilled. The furthest I've made it is to the Abyss Watchers, which you'll know if you've played it. Yep. And I just can't bring myself to go any further. With the announcement of a Sekiro update in the coming months, I fear I will never get to finish and fully appreciate the Dark Souls trilogy. Maybe that can be my next challenge for myself before I get Elden Ring, if I can find the motivation. Cheers, Joe from Liverpool. I reckon, by this point, a lot of people will have. Probably people would add similar things with Bloodborne, right? I definitely remember people, probably myself, saying the same type of thing about playing Bloodborne first and then playing Dark Souls, or maybe even playing Dark Souls 3 first and then going back and playing Dark Souls 1. It's that kind of series where even though like the DNA of it is exactly the same, you can really see the similarities between each of these games. They are very different to actually how they feel to play. What did you play first, Liam? What game? Which Souls game did you play first?
Dark Souls 1. Yeah, Dark Souls 1.
So you did it.
Actually, no, Demon Souls.
Oh, look at this guy, the fucking archivist. He did it properly. He did it right from the fucking beginning.
That's because when I got my PS3, there was a sale on PSN, and Demon Souls was like £2. So I was like, you know what, this is the game everyone's been going on about.
Yeah.
I might as well start at the beginning. I didn't.
Nice.
Demon Souls actually being the last one that I finished.
That you finished.
Yeah, it's like it was
Right.
it was the first one I played and the last one I actually finished.
Yeah. It's a weird series for just like what I was saying, like the way it kind of over the years, So I think that's very relatable for Joe there.
Yeah,
he's got to do it though, right? Joe's got to fucking
Joe. Without giving too much away, there are great reasons you should play Dark Souls 3 through to the end if you're a Dark Souls 1 and 2 player.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think
Good reasons.
the best thing to do is just have a time gap in between them.
I know what you mean, right? So I revisited all of them recently. I was playing Dark Souls 1 remastered. Dark Souls 1's I need a platinum on Dark Souls 1. So I'm currently going through that. It's pretty easy apparently. But I did Dark Souls 3 the plat, then I got the plat on Sekiro, and then I went to Bloodborne, and Bloodborne is the hardest, right? It fucking battered me. Just mentally for me, Sekiro's the easiest in my head, and Bloodborne's the hardest. Just me personally, I can really easily get into like that Sekiro mind, but then after playing Sekiro, I'm being like, because like to get the plat on Sekiro, you need to finish it like 4 times, I think. So I did it 4 times in 25 hours. That's how like fluid I got with it. Bloodborne battered fuck out of me. It took me like 50 hours to get the platinum on it, and I think if I did Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne the other way around, I would have had the same problem. I would have went from Sekiro to Dark Souls, and it would have beat me up, because Sekiro is just it's got this like nice modern thing about it. I think.
But they encourage it. Like that's one of the things that's why I thought Sekiro was such a genius kind of game, because they're making a game about samurai and whatever, and they kind of make you, they like incorporate that into how you need to play it, and you can't play it the same way as like Bloodborne. They want you to play like a fucking velociraptor where you just stay out of the way, and then once you're fucking behind them, just bite their fucking throat out. So you kind of it's like a dodging and a vicious kind of dodging and attacking thing. Dark Souls, you're kind of like a cowering, husk of a person who's just kind of like, hiding behind a shield. I'm just generalizing, obviously, but that's kind of how they're encouraging you to play it. And Sekiro is an act of patience and balls and timing and
one hit kills.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So the way that they change the way you actually play the game is fucking brilliant. So I totally get what Joe's going through there, but yeah,
there's
do play it.
Yeah, because gameplay aside, like there's stuff that you'll like that'll hopefully like make it feels like the complete package. It's a trilogy for a reason, is the way that I see it, really, to be honest. And in fact, 1 and 3 are beautiful companion pieces to each other. The second one, you can really forget the second one, but 1 and 3 together I think are essential, to be honest. And I actually think the third one's the best.
Yeah, so do I. That's my favorite. It's my favorite one to play, and it's the one I don't think I will go back to Dark Souls 1 and 2, but I have gone back to 3 like already a couple of times. And then, like Liam says, the cure to this is to just leave it for a bit, and then come back to it later. But definitely worth playing Dark Souls 3. All right then. Sure. So thanks everyone who sent us the emails for this week's podcast. The address is dearspecialmoves@gmail.com. We do read them all, and they do help us put the podcast together. So send us your emails to dearspecialmoves@gmail.com if you want us to talk about anything. So let's do the new games before we wrap up then. On Tuesday, the 4th of August, was the release of Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout on PC and PS4, which we've already talked about, and highly recommended. Out today, if the podcast goes out today, is Friday, August the 7th, is Fast and Furious Crossroads. That's Fast and Furious Crossroads out on Friday, August the 7th. For PC, PS4, and Xbox One. This is a racing combat thing. Liam, who's aware of this game? Liam, was it you?
Yeah, I think so. So like, I can't remember where it got announced. I think it was the Game Awards actually, where they announced.
Right.
And yeah, it's a car combat game with a cartoony art style being made by Slightly Mad Studios, who are the people who make Project Cars 1, 2, and soon to be 3, which are, if you know them, they're like the hardcore racing sims. So pretty much a complete change of pace for them, making an arcadey car combat game.
Yeah.
And it's got like low poly Vin Diesel in it, and low poly Michelle Rodriguez, and all your favourites from the Fast and Furious franchise. I assume The Rock's in there.
I remember this now. I remember the trailer when they brought out.
Yeah, it's been pretty quiet since it got announced, this game. I've not heard anything about it pretty much until, well, it's out tomorrow. So
so weird. It's always these games when they're attached to a license, they always catch your eye, don't they? Even if you just think, well, that's going to be shit, but they kind of, just because it's a Fast and Furious game, it kind of catches your eye for some reason. And you know, there was that I sent you guys that picture of the fucking Peaky Blinders game, which is coming out on Steam. It's like a
tactical.
Yeah.
A bit of a Desperados ripoff, isn't it?
It looks it, yeah, like Peaky Blinders Mastermind. Or there's been a few like gangsters type games like that as well, where
that would make more sense for a Peaky Blinders game, like having it like the old Mafia sim game, not like Mafia, the third person shooter, like the one that was like a Sim City management type game.
Gangsters it was called.
Oh yeah. Just like that would make sense for a Peaky Blinders game. Not a turn-based tactical RPG.
It's such a funny one. Like, but it's just because it's a Peaky Blind, you see Peaky Blinders and you're like, what? There's a Peaky Blinder, and it just kind of catches your eye. It's pretty funny, I think. And then also out today on Friday, August the 7th, is Horizon Zero Dawn, which is out on PC. That's the PS4 exclusive. Is exclusive to a lot. Yeah, it's on the PC. I mean, it looks nice, but Digital Foundry tells me that it doesn't. So
that's what made me laugh. I was saying it looks great. I'd seen, I think, Faction live stream it or something, and you guys were like, well, the stats disagree.
Yeah. Apparently, it's
you and your colour theory, mate. It's the same fucking thing.
It's, from what I've heard, it's got quite a lot of performance problems. Like, it's, for some reason, the game is like really difficult to run at like higher frame rates, which a lot of people are confused about, because Death Stranding came out on PC, a couple of weeks ago using the same game engine, and people have been saying like, this is the PC port to judge all other PC ports by with Death Stranding. So yeah, like something's gone wrong somewhere in the porting process, I imagine.
Yeah, and I watched a bit of like a Digital Foundry, their like tech breakdown thing, and it was kind of pointing out like weird resolution things where, so it's running in 4K, but then it will downscale it to HD and then upscale it back to 4K, and then all of the menus and stuff just look a little bit off and a little bit kind of fuzzy because it's doing that. And it's like, well, how is that? That's errors. That's things that you could. Well, you'd hopefully in testing you'd see that is a problem, but anyway, so enjoy that, PC gamers. That's Horizon Zero Dawn, out on PC.
Liam,
yes,
I'm afraid you're gonna have to sit this one out. But if you could recommend one of the two, Death Stranding or Horizon Zero Dawn, would you edge towards Death Stranding? Because I would,
I would too, and that's just because. I know I'm very much in the minority here, but I think Horizon Zero Dawn is very much just a bog standard open world game that just happens to have a very nice world and robot dinosaurs. Other than that, I think it's like a pretty standard Ubisoft type affair, to be honest.
It is.
Death Stranding open world game that has nothing in it other than snow and emo music, but somehow I actually think a better game, to be honest. So if you want two-thirds of special moves, coin flip decision.
That's it. Like, Death Stranding is a very unique game that does a lot of weird, slightly strange shit, well, not slightly strange, very strange stuff. Whereas Horizon Zero Dawn is a very safe game. Like,
it's a blockbuster. It's a blockbuster.
Yeah.
It's like,
to not sound too pretentious, Death Stranding is art house, and Horizon Zero Dawn is Fast and Furious.
Listen, don't let him hear that. Don't let Kojima hear that. All right.
Yeah, no, do not. Okay, so do you know what? They both kind of feel wrong as PC games for me. So I mean, I'm sure I'll get some abuse from PC gamers there, but I guess I mean looking at it on a monitor, playing with a mouse and keyboard, doesn't quite feel right for.
You don't have to use a mouse and keyboard.
It's a PC gamer. See, that's what I'm going to get in the comments.
That's the glory of the PC. You can plug anything you want into it.
There you go. Liam has stowed any sort like. Yeah, he's got it safe. He's got it in the bag. He's got like their calling cards, so they don't have to leave the comments now. He's basically saved us.
If you want to play Death Stranding with a flight stick, there's probably a mod for it.
Yeah. But that doesn't sound good though. But
it's kind of like when somebody's like born with the name like Kevin or whatever, and then you look at them and say he's called Richard now, and you're just like, I can't put my finger on why. It just doesn't seem right. I think it's just because we're conditioned.
That's what I'm saying. And I think I felt like this as well with was it Batman Arkham or something like that, where it was just like being like a fucking, like a beef burger fucking beat 'em up kind of game, and I was like. I got it on Steam, and I plugged my controller into my PC to play it, but I was sat at my desk, and I don't know. Anyway, that was the 91st Special Moves podcast.
Back in a few days with another one, probably.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Please do not leave any abusive comments, PC games.
No, we really, exactly.
But do send us emails where you perhaps disagree with me.
I'm looking forward to hearing what the Stadia crowd think of my seminal Orcs Must Die review.
Are they in that black hole that you're disappearing into?
This is it. Exactly. This is the point. So, I might not be in the next podcast, guys. I've been consumed by...
You should have come back like that fucking guy off Event Horizon. Holding his own eyeballs.
I've seen the world, and it's 15 frames a second at 480p.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Send your emails to dearspecialmoves@gmail.com. And if you're a patron, remember to keep your eye on our Patreon page for regular updates of the bonus Special Moves podcast. Thanks again. See you soon. Bye.